arrested for drug possession, kicked out of high school, Super Bowl champion. What do these events have in common? They were all experienced by one man. A man that started his life with no future and ended his NFL career as a legend. He went undrafted, was overlooked, made fun of, and nearly forgotten. The one-play phenomenon. Who is he? Malcolm Butler, an NFL player, father, and man on the run from failing, chasing the legacy he established after one famed play. Malcolm Terrell Butler was born on March 2, 1990 in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Raised by a single mother in a small town with no opportunities and heavy crime. Butler may have millions now and millionaire problems, but his youth was marked by a tremendous struggle. He didn't grow up like your average suburban kid. He came from hustling, poverty, and no privilege. By the time he hit high school, he already slipped into the wrong crowd, the ones who had put a dirty mark on his early life. But there was one thing he loved: football. It lit a fire in him that would not be held and raged through every fiber of his being. At Vicksburg High School, he straight cooked, showing flashes of brilliance, playing both offense and defense, and really just doing it all. He may have been inconsistent, lacked discipline, and was not the smartest player off the field, but one thing he did have was grit. After his high school career ended, he didn't have any major college opportunities, and he ended up taking all he could get, which was a mere community college, one where he would not last a long time. After only one semester, he was kicked off the team and out of the school entirely. He went back to Vicksburg, down on his luck, and ready to give up with no clear direction in life. No football, no scholarship, just a man with shattered dreams. Most people would have given up at this time, but not Malcolm. All he needed was a glimmer of hope, a vision of the future, something to latch on to. He didn't get that. Instead, he took what he could and started working at Popeyes. He fried food, cleaned toilets, and did what he could to get by. Not glamorous by any means. He then ended up moving in with a friend, sleeping on his couch, and trying to see a future where he was more than an ex-college football player working at a job that he hated. One thing he did know was that the fire that was in him from a young age, from high school, from football, still called out to him. With thoughts of his future, he convinced the coaches at his college, which is pretty crazy, to give him a second chance. This time, he was not messing around. He took it seriously. He knew this was his last chance that he would ever get. No trouble, only focus, giving everything he had. In the end, he was rewarded. His miraculous performances on the field earned him a transfer to the University of West Alabama, a Division II school at that, but with a solid program. A step forward nonetheless. However, it was miles away from the national spotlight he so clearly desired and would get. At his Division II school, he stood out and realized he really could do it all. Coaches loved him, his work ethic, and his passion. Teammates respected his grind. He had never been the fastest or the biggest cornerback, but he had something you couldn't teach: heart, hustle, and hunger. A past that would be left in the past for an all-star future. Still, even with all of this success and all of the hype, after a strong college career, the NFL did not come calling on draft day in 2014. Butler, unfortunately, went undrafted. But hope peered through the darkness once again.
Since being undrafted, I'm watching the draft. I know I'm not going to get picked. So I'm at home like, yeah, somebody call. Maybe somebody won't. I'm at home stressed out.
The New England Patriots popped up on his phone and he answered. He knew most free agents, rejects from the draft, don't make teams, but he also knew he wasn't most guys. The New England Patriots brought him in as an undrafted free agent, where most guys, as I said, barely make it. Summer came and he arrived at training camp with nothing to show but everything to prove. He studied harder than everyone, practiced harder than everyone, asked questions, took notes, stayed late, showed up early, all the signs of a man on his grind and a man destined for a great future. Slowly, he earned little bits of trust. By the time the season began, Malcolm had achieved the unachievable and made the 53-man roster. Not to mention, a 53-man roster for a dynasty team at that. Even with all of this, he was still a backup. A happy backup, but still a nobody. A special teams guy until February 1st, 2015. It was Super Bowl time. Patriots versus Seahawks. The game came down to the wire. Final minute. The Seahawks were on the Patriots' 1-yard line, second and goal, and everyone knows what happens next. The game-winning interception on Ricardo Lockett at the goal line with 20 seconds left in the game. A Popeyes employee made the biggest play of his career and the Super Bowl. A couch hopper picked off Russell Wilson. He earned it. Yes, we're all still mad at Tom Brady winning another Super Bowl and Marshawn Lynch not getting the ball on the 1-yard line.
It's just about that action, boss.
But one player did win that day. More than a Super Bowl and money. Satisfaction that he was not a failure in life, that he actually could do it. an accolade that would never be forgotten. You want to talk about fame? That's an understatement after the Super Bowl. Overnight, Butler became more than a household name. He became the infamous Seahawk killer. He didn't stop there. The very next season, he became a starting cornerback for the Patriots. He earned a Pro Bowl nod. He was riding high, no longer an underdog, quite the opposite actually. He was one of the very best. Over the next few seasons, Butler continued to ball out, a resume that he could only dream of. In 2017, he helped the Patriots go on another infamous playoff run and reach the Super Bowl. But then came the controversy. In Super Bowl 52 against the Philadelphia Eagles, Malcolm Butler, the same man who had saved the day the previous year and held the fans' feelings in his hands, was not put on the field. He was benched. Not one play he got. He watched from the sidelines, out of the spotlight and back to nothingness. A fast turnaround for a star. Until this day, nobody really knows why he was benched. Was he distracted, missing meetings, regressing? A strategic decision to sit him seemed insane only 1 year ago, and he felt all of it. He quoted to reporters that the team gave up on him. Butler seemed to have been thrown to the curb once again. The Patriots did lose that Super Bowl. Butler had been through many difficult times in his life and did not let one moment or game define him. He instead decided to get a bag. That offseason, he inked a 5-year, $61 million deal with the Tennessee Titans, proving at least that he is a smart businessman and one that would not let another man's decision stop him from his rise. With the Titans, Butler took off yet again, producing at the highest level. He was the veteran and leader he once dreamed of being. Through all of this, he still had the knack for making clutch plays as he did in the Super Bowl. In 2020, he had his best statistical season yet, over 100 tackles and 4 interceptions. After a brief retirement in 2021, he returned to the Patriots in 2022, but was placed on the IR, aka injured reserve, and later released, given up on yet again. What a roller coaster this man's life and career has been. With it all, his impact on the game is undeniable. His story and legacy is more than just one about football. It's about grit, about never giving up, about turning rock bottom into a foundation for success. He was once the local drug dealer everyone knows but doesn't want to be, and later became a multi-millionaire Super Bowl champion and success story. He definitely didn't take the easy route, that's for sure. He overlooked his own potential while others overlooked him in all aspects of life, dismissed until he decided to do something about it. Here's what his accomplishments were by the end of it. Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowl selection, over 400 tackles, 17 career interceptions, the greatest interception story in Super Bowl history. His legacy? There is no doubt about it at this point. This was the story of Malcolm Butler, the undrafted underdog who changed the course of NFL history with one play. If you enjoyed this, give your local fast food worker a fat tip. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out all of our future breakdowns for other NFL legends and underdog heroes.